And in London, Anglo-American is leading the fallers as Chinese iron ore prices dropped sharply after a group of China's steel firms said they were forming a group to investigate whether non-market factors have contributed to recent price rises for the raw materials. They also called on the government to maintain market stability, because Anglo-American share price came down in morning trade 2.60%. British American Tobacco is the biggest blue chip riser, up 1.72%. Well, also, the competition regulator has ordered Amazon and the food delivery company Deliveroo to pause any integration efforts. Well, Juliana will give us details from our London studios. Hello, Juliana. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chimmy.
So CMA has paused Amazon's Deliveroo deal, even as Amazon celebrates its 25th anniversary today. Why? And is that hitting the markets as well?
Well, Britain's competition regulator is reviewing Amazon's investment in Deliveroo as global regulators scrutinise potential antitrust issues amid an expansion by Silicon Valley giants into more markets. Now, Amazon led a $575 million fundraising for Deliveroo in May, pitting itself against Uber Eats in the global race to dominate the market for takeaway meal deliveries. Now, the UK Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, announced earlier today that it had served an initial enforcement order in relation to the Amazon Deliveroo deal, preventing the companies from integrating their operations while the regulator considers launching a formal investigation. Now, regulators do have the power to block Amazon's investment if it judges that competition in the food delivery sector may suffer. I've got some figures here for you. The FTSE did open flat this morning. The all share at the moment is down 0.28%. The FTSE 100 is down 0.25%. The FTSE 250 down 0.40%. In currencies, sterling not doing well again today, down on the US dollar by 0.25%, down on the euro by 0.05%, and down on the Japanese yen by 0.04%.
And another company in the news today, Jaguar Land Rover, is investing hundreds of millions of pounds to build a range of electric vehicles in Birmingham. Tell us more about this, and are you driving an electric car anytime soon?
Well, Jimmy, if they lower the price, I absolutely will be. But this is exciting news for the embattled car manufacturing industry here in the UK, because, as you know, we've discussed it before, it's been hit by a wave of plant closures and job cuts. Now, Jaguar Land Rover is Britain's largest car maker, and they have announced that they'll be investing hundreds of millions of pounds in its Castle Bromwich factory, which will be safeguarding the jobs of 2,500 people. Now, the car maker has struggled in recent months. In a story similar to other manufacturers with significant British operations, the company is desperate to avoid a no-deal Brexit, which would probably result in the imposition of tariffs on its imported parts. At the same time, car sales in China, which is the main growth market for the automotive industry, they've been falling, and they fell last year for the first time in the steepest time in nearly 30 years.
And the final one, of course, your show, Channels Business Global, is hitting the screen today at 4:30 p.m. Lagos and London time. So what are you focusing on in your first episode?
Well, we're very excited. I'm joined by two very well-esteemed guests who have a very keen eye in Nigeria. We'll be discussing foreign influence on the continent. We've heard that Russia will be having the first Russia-Africa summit much later this year, and we basically want to know what Putin's interest is on the continent, what cost this will be to Africa, and how we can leverage some of this second scramble, if you take, that's going on. We're also going to be discussing tourism on the continent. We can see that there's an influx of English and European and Western tourists going to Southern Africa and the east of Africa. We want them in West Africa. We want them in Nigeria. And we're going to be asking why it's not happening and what the government can do to promote that. So very excited.
Juliana, your first episode is a bumper episode. I look forward to it. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Right.
Thank you. You too.